Good morning. This is the Get Up and Go Breakfast Show. My name is Dave Burney.
I'm Jeremy Shipe. Good morning.
It is 7:31, 14 degrees outside. Sky's clearing now. It was cloudy not long ago and clearing out quick here this morning, so those temperatures have dropped just a little bit. Another pretty nice winter day here in store for us, Jeremy. As we work through the week, we'll get to the holiday, and then when you go out to celebrate New Year's Eve, take along an extra coat.
It's going to get chilly.
Yes.
At the very least. Right now, as far as snows go, they're saying that maybe like a 40% chance of a couple inches, but nothing too crazy.
Nothing crazy at all. But we do have a caller on the line who can get a little crazy. His name is Drew. Burwell Broken Bow Livestock. And they've been busy even through the holidays. Let's find out what's going on. Drew, good morning.
Morning, guys.
Well, what's been going on? Well, let me ask you this. Did you get what you asked for Christmas because you were a good boy?
I always get what I ask for.
I should have never asked that. Drew, Happy New Year to you.
Happy New Year to you guys.
So what's happening with Burwell and Broken Bow Livestock Barns?
Well, last week in Broken Bow, we had a big weigh-up special. We had right at 962 head of weigh-up cows come through the ring. Called that market about 4 to 5 higher on those good cows, and medium cows were steady to 2 to 3 higher. Low yielding was 2 to 4 higher. So the good cows we were 65 to 75. On the medium-type cows, we were 59 to 65. On the lower yielding cows, we were 47 to 59. And then on those butcher bulls, we were anywhere from 73 up to $1.03 on those better bulls. This week in Burwell, today we got a big weigh-up special in Burwell, expecting around 800 head. Going to start that weigh-up sale right at 1 o'clock sharp. If you want to unload those cows, you can bring them on over this morning, and guys will take care of you. And then tomorrow in Burwell, starting at 9 o'clock a.m. sharp, we were looking at 4,200 head of bred cows and heifers going to walk through the ring. Like I said, we're going to start that sale right at 9 o'clock sharp on the dispersions, and then we'll be on to the heifers after that, and then follow up with the rest of the bred cows. Not going to run down through the listing on those today. I encourage you to get on the website. Go to burwelllivestock.com. We can bid online tomorrow if you'd like to. We got DB auction and Cow USA both. This is kind of the state's premier bred cow sale for Central America, basically. We've got lots of great dispersions on there, lots of great home-raised heifers, lots of great developed heifers. I mean, you just can't find any better stock than what's going to walk through the ring tomorrow. Also, we got our new cafe up and going tomorrow. Encourage you to check out the new cafe. Come have a burger, piece of pie, and whatnot. And if you got any questions, you give me a call, 308-872-1105. And once again, 4,200 head of bred cows and heifers offered on tomorrow. And you can also check out those consignments ahead of time. Go on our website. There's a little blue box next to each consignment. You can click on those. You can see those heifers and those cows at their home address. Video them right out there in the areas where they're running, and a guy can sure go ahead and take a look at those ahead of time. About 98% of those livestock are in the barns now. I encourage you guys to come over today, walk through the pens, walk through the cattle, and take a look for yourself. So, like I said, you got any questions, call 308-872-1105, and that's what I got for you today.
Well, that's pretty good. That's a high-end sale you have going on there, and I know lots of folks out there will be watching that, Drew. But we want to, again, wish you a happy new year and a prosperous one going into the, selling livestock in 2022. We appreciate your time.
You bet. We appreciate you guys. We appreciate everything you guys do for the community. And I definitely want to give a shout-out to all of our customers and friends. We're a family-owned business, and we appreciate all the business that comes our way, both barns, and just appreciate the community, appreciate being part of the community. And I know the community's going through some difficult times right now over the holiday season in Broken Bow, and I just want to let the Broken Bow Wrestling family know that our thoughts and prayers go out to them as well.
All right, very good. Thank you, Drew. We'll talk to you next week.
Thank you, guys.
You bet. All right, Drew Gaffney with the Burwell and Broken Bow Livestock Barns with a premier sale coming up. And, again, you can take a look at those ahead of time. 98% of them are in the barn, so good to go. Just keep rolling on at the two barns. It's a good thing we have those barns in our area, Jeremy. It's crucial. So.
Yeah, sounds like quite the sale, too.
Yeah.
4,500 head or so. That's quite a bit. And, when you can look at them online or they encourage you to go in the barn and look at them in person, that's big too.
All right, we'll continue on. We're going to play the game here in just a moment. And it's brought to you today by Tumbleweed. And I'll let you know today that the Tumbleweed Cafe will be closed all day Friday, New Year's Eve day. But don't worry, they'll be back open and ready to serve you on Saturday, on New Year's Day. And remember their party room and planning your get-togethers. If you're, going to have a party, a business meeting, a wedding reception, a family reunion, they're up for all of that. And by the way, they're looking for some part-time workers, even just one day a week. So stop in and talk to Carmen, and she'll get you set up there as an employee of a family operation there at the Tumbleweed Cafe. East Highway 2, Broken Bow, open 7 days a week. But again, they will be closed all day Friday. So here's Jeremy with the question.
Hi, Dave.
How you doing, Jeremy?
You want to do the same question as yesterday that we didn't get an answer on?
Yeah, we can try that.
Okay. All right. We're still doing New Year's questions. So if you know the answer to this, our number is 308-872-2801 to ring in. Throughout Scotland, there are many traditions for New Year's or Hogmanay celebrations. One tradition is to link arms and sing the words of which Robert Burns poem? Is it A, a fond kiss, B, a red, red nose, C, Scots Wha Hay, or D, Auld Lang Syne?
Okay. Those are your choices. Give us a call at 872-2801 while we listen to this.
The Tumbleweed Cafe in Broken Bow wants to wish everyone a Happy New Year. As we welcome in the new year, remember their party room if you need a place for your family get-togethers, office party, or family reunion. Pair the spacious room with their delicious home-cooked meals, and you've got a stress-free, fun way to host your get-together. Call the Tumbleweed to book today at 872-5454. They will be closed on Friday, New Year's Eve day, but ready to serve you on New Year's Day. Happy New Year from the Tumbleweed Cafe.
21 minutes before the hour. Didn't get a call, Jeremy, so let's go ahead and answer that one. We'll move on to something else tomorrow.
That is the one we're all familiar with, Auld Lang Syne.
Okay. We'll put that one in the no winner category and give you a chance again tomorrow to win a prize. It is time to talk about birthdays. And I just remembered, I think I did not flip the switch in the back room, Jeremy.
Oh, okay. I can go do that.
Would you do that? I think that's why I got a call on the other line probably earlier that didn't come in. So my apologies there. Well, while Jeremy's flipping the switch in the back room, I'll let you know that we're going to be celebrating birthdays next, and it gives me a chance to wish my grandson, Oliver Burney, a happy 14th birthday today. I cannot believe Oliver is 14, but that is the case. 14 years old. That does not seem possible, but happy birthday, Oliver. Enjoy your birthday. Also, if you're celebrating a birthday today, you're celebrating a birthday with Diane Connor in the area. Also Andrew Kristen and Jane Duda celebrating birthdays today, along with Oliver Burney. And if you're celebrating a birthday and you're not mentioned, don't feel bad. We only get just a few birthdays in. But if you're celebrating a birthday, you are celebrating with Denzel Washington, who's 67 today, Oscar-winning actor. Many roles like Training Day and Malcolm X, Remember the Titans. He's had a long list of movies. Yeah,
everyone's got a favorite.
Yep. Seth Meyers is 48 today, comedian, talk show host who went from hosting fake news on Saturday Night Live to hosting a real late-night talk show. And Edgar Winter, 75 today, the rocker and producer, plays a number of instruments, best known for his 70s hit Frankenstein and Free Ride. Free Ride probably more familiar to you. Pat Linder was a big fan of Frankenstein, the song. In fact, we had it in our playlist for a number of years, but Edgar Winter is 75 today. So happy birthday to all of you out there celebrating birthdays. We'll expect Logan in. I think Logan will be in from Arrow Seed, and he'll have information and probably a couple bad jokes.
Yes, that usually happens.
Sure.
He brings them, and he's really good. You know, half of the joke is the delivery.
Yes.
And you never see it coming. That's half of it. He's got the delivery down.
He's pretty good at it, that part of it. The jokes themselves, as you say,
they're dad jokes.
Usually bad. The worse they are, the better he likes them.
Yes, that does seem true.
All right. What do you have there for us? You want to?
Well, I wanted to talk a little bit about Nebraska Owners Insurance Agency. They're always moving and shaking.
Yeah.
Seems like every time we talk about them, they've got something else going on, and that's the case here. They just added another farm, casualty, and ag commercial company that's competitive in the area, so they would love to quote that for you. It's time for end-of-year insurance reviews, and their new experienced crop agent, Tracy Hassebrook, is currently working with rain and hail and NAU for 2022 coverage. Life insurance is important too. It makes an inexpensive gift this time of year for kids and grandparents that gains cash and guarantees insurability at different life stages. Inexpensive term life policies to cover debt. Indexed whole life policies with long-term care riders. Nursing home care is $8,000 plus a month, so something to consider. It says here they're the coolest agents in central Nebraska, and based off of what you always say about Chip and Liana.
Yeah.
That's right.
Yeah, their Chip is hip.
Chip is hip.
Liana's hotter than a plate of lasagna.
So go and see them in the Callaway office at 836-2201. Tim is in Broken Bow at 872-6996. All you have to do is look for that big red awning. I was talking to Chip about that the last time he was in. It's a huge red awning.
Big.
It's humongous in downtown Broken Bow. So go and look at that and talk to them about all of your different coverages as you head into the new year. They'd love to speak with you.
One more birthday to celebrate right after this.
Did you get some gift certificates or Christmas cash this holiday season? It's time to treat yourself to something special at Geared for Sports in Broken Bow. Maybe you didn't get what you want for Christmas. It happens. But you can change that by heading to see their great selection of sports gear, footwear, and fan gear. From Husker items to spirit wear for the local teams, Geared for Sports looks forward to having you browse their store. Geared for Sports, west side of the square in Broken Bow.
7:44. One more birthday to celebrate. Marty Rowe of Diamond Rio is 61 today, so we thought we'd play a little Diamond Rio for you. 61 and still performing. Here's one of their biggest hits. Diamond Rio, One More Day. That was one of their bigger hits, although they had a number of radio hits that were very prominent on the radio. And lead singer Marty Rowe is 61 today, so happy birthday. And again, if you're celebrating, happy birthday to you. So how close are you following? I know you follow the Bears.
Mm-hmm.
How close are you following the rest of the NFL? Slightly, a lot?
Decently well. I know kind of how everybody's doing and where everybody's sitting. The playoff picture seems changes every game. It's pretty tight. So as far as that aspect of it, I'm probably not completely up on it. But right now I know it's pretty competitive. And I know that, if you're a player that is borderline ready for NFL play, there's a good chance you might find yourself on a roster right now because they're having some serious trouble getting a roster together. Some of these teams are calling up retired players and players that haven't been on the field in a while, asking them if they're ready to play because I think one instance I heard 22 of the 52 signed players to a starting roster were on the COVID-19 list. I mean, that's nearly half of your players. You can't play a football game.
No.
Down half your players.
You can't, and it's affecting the bowl games, the college bowl games. I think there's now 5 that won't be played, 4 or 5.
Yeah.
And there could be more.
Hawaii canceled the day before. The team that they were scheduled to play flew to Hawaii and landed, got off the plane before Hawaii canceled.
Oh, man.
Think of the money that is being lit on fire there.
I think maybe they should stay on vacation. If they're
That's what everyone was saying. Oh, darn, you flew to Hawaii and you don't get to play your football game and potentially injure yourself.
Go swimming.
Go swimming or surfing or something.
Well, on the pro side, the Dolphins beat the Saints last night. The Saints were looking for a quarterback. But the Dolphins started out 1-7 and now are
8-7, right?
Let's see here. History to make it to playoffs after a 1-7 start. And they can make the playoffs if they finish the season on the winning ways. That's quite a comeback.
I think they've won 7 straight.
7 straight, yeah.
I want to believe. I believe they're 8-7 now. So that's pretty darn impressive.
Speaking of impressive, Logan is here from Arrow Seed. Good morning, Logan.
Good morning.
How are you?
I'm good.
Good. I like your shirt, man. That's nice.
Yeah.
Is that a Christmas shirt?
No.
Okay.
Not. It's an old sweatshirt.
Looks comfy and it's stylish.
It is. It's warm too.
That's important.
Yeah, especially today.
14 outside right now, I think.
Yeah, it's pretty cold.
So, did you have a good Christmas?
I did.
Good.
We had a great Christmas. So we got a lot of cool gifts.
Nice.
We actually got one. I forget. They're the board that you can summon spirits with.
Oh,
like a Ouija board?
Well, it's like that, except every time you ask it a question, it just spells out staying alive. It's actually a BG board.
Nice. A BG board.
Like a Ouija board. Okay.
Last Christmas as a family 3, right?
Yeah.
That's exciting.
It is. Yeah, I got home last night and walked in the door and Renee was going, can't, won't, shouldn't, wouldn't. She was having contractions.
Nice. Out loud, too.
Tell me that isn't so.
He's even got the pregnancy jokes. Oh, man.
Oh, Logan, you crack us up. So what's happening at Arrow Seed?
Well, there's a lot going on at Arrow Seed. Brent Apperson, if you're listening this morning, which I'm sure he is, he's got to be, right?
Oh, he misses the
he's
show.
Definitely not sleeping in.
No.
Yeah, he's got to be listening to the show. We have headlamps again.
They're back?
They are back.
Nice.
We got them in yesterday afternoon.
They're very handy. I've really enjoyed the one that was given to me, and not only for shining it in Brent's eyes, but I worked down in the basement on my fishing stuff over the weekend, and I just put it on my hat and could see really good.
Yeah,
Helps
they're
you,
awesome.
Helps you get from the light switch to the bed, too.
Yeah, That's a big one.
Yeah,
We're having to dive across the room.
exactly.
Stumble on anything anymore.
Yes.
So you got a bunch in?
We did. We got another shipment in, and if it's anything like the last batch we got in, they'll be gone pretty quick.
Well, for the price, they put off a bunch of light, and it's very handy to have them. There's a band that comes with it too. So
Yep, and they're rechargeable.
yeah,
That's the best part about them. You know how many times are you fumbling with double A's and triple A's trying to get something to work? Well, you just plug this one in and charge it.
Yeah, and it makes it lighter and smaller, and it's just very handy for like $20.
$19.99, sub $20 before tax.
Nice.
So you've got some of those in.
We do.
Okay,
We
for
do.
those of
So if you've got some Christmas money burning a hole in your pocket, come on in and we can take it off your hands for a headlamp.
you. All right. Okay. What else you have for us?
The other thing I want to talk about is our prepay and early order on forages, alfalfa, spring small grains, that type of stuff. With alfalfa, you can save up to 13%. That's huge.
That's big.
So ask yourself, would you rather pay $96 an acre, or would you rather pay $83 an acre?
I would say that adds up pretty quickly.
Yeah, maybe on an acre or two, it's not going to be the end of the world, but not a whole lot of people are just planting an acre or two,
Right.
especially on alfalfa. You take that savings times 60, 70, 100 acres, that adds up pretty darn quick.
Yeah, that's a lot of money.
So come on in, and if you prepay by January 10th, that's that 13% savings. Plus, in addition to that, if you meet certain criteria as far as how big volume wise, how many pounds you need, you can get a volume discount on top of that too. So
13% plus a volume discount.
yes,
Okay.
so you could save a lot of green. And I'd rather have green in both my field and my wallet. So,
Definitely, and never knowing exactly what margins are going to be and what this next year is going to entail. It's kind of a little wedge, a little insurance there that gives you a little margin.
Exactly. That's just it. Help that bottom line considerably.
Yeah.
Less input costs for seed means you're going to make that up on the back end of it when you either utilize that forage or you sell it.
Okay, and that is only until the 10th, is that right?
Until the 10th, yes. Then that would be, like I said, that's on alfalfa.
Okay.
With the early order on alfalfa, that is done on February 10th, I believe. Just for the early order. But then we still have prepay. We have 2 more prepay dates. The percentages decrease, but it's the last prepay date is March 10th.
All right.
So you can still save some money, and if you just call and order it today, and then you prepay it on March 10th, then you still get that 5% early order discount plus the March 10th prepay.
Best thing would be give you a call and
Yes.
talk it over, or stop by and talk it over and get something set up.
Exactly.
Okay. All right.
So, and that'd be the same way on the summer annual forages. So that'd be your cane, millet, sorghum, sudan, those types of seeds. If you just call and order it by February 10th, 5% discount.
Yeah.
Why not?
For a phone call.
For just a phone call.
Yeah.
If I could do that anywhere, why not?
Yeah, we'd be on the phone all day buying early, wouldn't we?
Exactly. If you prepay for it by January 10th, 10% discount.
Wow.
So there's time, still a couple weeks yet to get those prepays in to save that maximum amount.
Okay. If you know you're going to plant, why not make the call?
Exactly. And like I said, you don't have to prepay for it. If you just call and let us know what you need by the 10th of February, there's a discount right there.
Okay. All right.
It's the what's the commercials you see, like the discount double checks or the
Oh yeah.
it's,
Oh wow.
it's kind of like that.
Yeah.
Just give us a call and we'll give you a discount.
Okay.
Plus, it helps you check something off your list, motivates you to do it. You know, I'm always
Exactly.
motivated a little bit more if I'm saving money.
Yep, and it's one of those things that supplies might be limited later in the season.
True.
Why not get your name on some now?
Yeah, because we don't really know if supply is going to be on most anything.
That's just it. It's a big question mark. There's some stuff that we have a lot of throughout the season, and there's some stuff that we run out of.
Yeah.
So if it's one of those things that you've ran into this problem in the past, that maybe you can't get your first choice because because we simply don't have it, or it's all spoken for, why not put your name on some?
Okay. All right. Make that phone call.
Yes.
What is the number there?
Do you want our 800 number or our local number?
Well, they're both very good.
They are. So our 800 number is 800-622-4727.
Oh, that is put together nicely.
It is. And our local number is 872-6826.
Oh, I like that. Rolls off the tongue.
Yep.
Yeah.
And our fax number is 872-6945.
6945.
Now that's impressive. I have no idea what our fax number is here.
I do, but you wouldn't, because we hardly use the fax anymore.
No, yeah.
We don't send a lot out. We still get a few in.
Mm-hmm.
But you can.
So you can get a hold of us on three different numbers. Maybe you want to send me a couple jokes on the fax line. I'd look them over for you.
I should have written that down. Oh, it'd be so much fun to send a fax of a dad joke.
What do you check it off and improve it and then send it back, or disapprove it, or you steal them and use them on the breakfast show?
Both. Yeah. Either of the above.
Logan's mom goes over to the fax. God, another
More
joke.
jokes.
God, more jokes. All this spam coming in here.
Poor mom.
I could just imagine her going to Logan said the fax machine on the air this morning. Now we're getting dad jokes in through fax.
Well, even with the fax machine, you can still send us orders on the fax machine.
True.
Just have all your pertinent information on there, and we can get it taken care of.
Faxes are very handy, actually. You can all see exactly what you've written. If you don't like typing, you can write it out if it's legible, and fill out the form. And
that's just it.
Still easier, honestly, than putting together an email and attaching a document to it.
It really is.
Fax
faster.
can be done so much quicker, really.
Yeah, it's sometimes it's you just gotta say matter of facts, and there you have it, facts right there.
Mm-hmm. Indeed.
Do you have any other information you'd like to pass along today, Logan?
I do. I've
Okay.
got all sorts of information.
Okay, fire away.
It's gonna get cold. We all know it's gonna get cold. Winter's finally gonna be here.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I don't like when it gets cold? My hands get cold.
Yes, they do. Everybody's does.
Yes, but you know what makes my hands not cold?
Well, if you can stay inside, but if you have to go outside, then probably some sort of covering.
Yes, some hand coverings, which are also known as gloves. Those help a lot when it's cold out.
If you're a man, don't call them mittens, though, right?
No.
Okay.
Or finger pants.
Finger pants. There you go. Yep.
Okay. Well,
There's a joke there somewhere.
yeah, I'm sure.
Take it back to the writer's room.
The wheels are turning. In the meantime, what type of gloves do you have?
So we've got all sorts of gloves. We've got the really, really thick elk skin gloves, which are more of a fencing type glove. We've got some that have a really long cuff on them, so they protect your wrists a little bit better. If you're doing a lot of barbed wire, fence repairs, or just working just in general, these are a good option. We've also got the deer hide, so those are going to be a little bit thinner of a glove, but they're going to be a little bit more flexible. So if you need to have that dexterity in your fingers, maybe you ice fish quite a bit, and you don't want your hands to get cold, but you still need to have some feel.
Mm-hmm.
Those would be a good option. Or we've got just the really thin gardening gloves.
Okay. Got them covered.
We do. We can get your hands covered no matter what.
All right. Okay.
So,
And with that, of course, the farmer ranchers out there that have cattle on corn right now, this has been an excellent year thus far. They're getting a lot of use out of those cornfields. Could be a little stress on the fencing out there along with that.
yes. We've had a pretty good run on insulators. It's one of those things that guys that keep their fence posts with the insulators on them basically year-round. Might take them up and put them in a pile. They're going to get busted and chipped, cracked and broke. So we do, we've got the Gallagher brand. Gallagher's, they're an awesome from a quality standpoint, awesome from a pricing standpoint. But what's really awesome about them is all of their insulators are UV resistant. So I don't know if you've set like lawn chairs, like the plastic patio chairs, give it a year or two and those things are brittle and you look at them wrong and they break. Same thing with insulators, except with Gallagher's where they're UV protected, that sunlight doesn't make them brittle.
Doesn't break
so
them down.
They last a lot longer.
Yeah, because that's a pretty common thing. You bust them in half or they crack and don't stay on the pole anymore.
Yes. Yep.
So you have those in stock?
We do.
Okay.
We've got a whole bunch of different options. We've got the ones that go on the rod post. We've got nail on. We've got ones that'll clip onto a T-post, or you can put them on a wood post. We've got just the wood post ones. I mean, we've got a lot of different options for you.
Okay.
And I've said it before. Our name's Arrowseed, but we do a lot more than just seed.
A lot more and more all the time.
Yes.
So, with Becky's help and all of that.
Yep. And Becky does a fantastic job with that side of stuff.
She does.
The more feminine touch, frou-frou, not frou-frou, but decorative.
Yeah.
There you go.
Well, yeah. You get into a gray area there, Logan. I'm just going to tell you. Just decorative.
Decorative. Yes. So come on in and see us. We can get you, we can get you set straight with whatever it is that you might need.
Okay.
You can shed some light on what they want.
Yes, we can.
Lots of different ways.
Yes. And Brent, come in and get your headlamp.
Thanks, Logan.
Yeah, thanks, guys.
News is next.
You are listening to the Get Up and Go Breakfast Show. Go, go, go! On KCNI, KBVN, Broken Bow, Nebraska.
CBS News Brief. The CDC is slashing guidelines in half for people with asymptomatic COVID. It's now recommending an isolation period of just 5 days instead of 10, followed by 5 days of mask wearing around others. Dr. Peter Chin Hong at UC San Francisco says it'll provide an economic boost.
In general, it's a good thing because we can get our workforce ready.
COVID-related staffing shortages at airlines have canceled thousands of flights. Weather out west hasn't helped. CBS meteorologist Jeff Baradelli.
Across the west coast, the big storm is done, but it's still precipitating, if you will. We have some rain. We have mostly snow. Parts of the Sierra Nevada, the most snow they've ever seen in December.
They got up to 14 feet over the past few days. That 1960s PSA still rings true.
Like father, like son.
Researchers in the UK say teenagers whose parents smoke cigarettes are 4 times more likely to smoke themselves. CBS News Brief. I'm Deborah Rodriguez.
Here is a look at state news. I'm Gavin Higgins. A person who was transported to the hospital after crashing while fleeing a traffic stop in Lincoln was reported dead on Sunday, but authorities now say that he has no brain activity and is currently in a medically preserved state. The incident happened just before 1 a.m. Saturday when a trooper attempted to stop a Mercedes sedan for driving without license plates near 27th and Vine Streets in Lincoln. Officials said the driver, 20-year-old Ahmad Gregory of Lincoln, fled northbound on 27th Street where the trooper initiated a pursuit. Gregory fled eastbound on Fair Street before turning northbound on 32nd Street. He then stopped near 32nd and Layton. Authorities said that as the trooper tried to make contact with Gregory, he accelerated and fled again. Officials said that Gregory turned southbound onto 31st Street and struck a parked car. No others were involved in the crash. The Nebraska State Patrol said the entire pursuit lasted less than 2 minutes. Gregory was not wearing a seatbelt and sustained life-threatening injuries in the crash. He was transported to Bryan Medical Center West Campus. The NSP has requested that the LPD investigate the crash. Per Nebraska state statute, the case will be reviewed by a grand jury. Early Monday morning, Lincoln police officers noticed a vehicle parked in the lot of Roper Park after closing. Just before 3:30 a.m. on December 27th, officers saw a black Kia Optima in the lot of Roper Park near 9th and Judson Streets. Authorities said that officers contacted the driver and a passenger in the vehicle, 22-year-old Michaela Jackson. Police said that Jackson gave officers a false name, but they were eventually able to positively identify her. Officers found that Jackson had an outstanding misdemeanor arrest warrant. Officials said that officers tried to take Jackson into custody, but she fled on foot. Officers caught up with Jackson, where she continued struggling and proceeded to bite an officer on his thigh. Authorities said that officers were eventually able to place Jackson into handcuffs with the assistance of a taser. Once in custody, Jackson continued resisting officers and tried pulling away from them. Jackson was arrested for resisting arrest, third-degree assault on an officer, obstructing a peace officer, and false reporting.
From the Fox Sports Studios in Los Angeles, here's Eddie Garcia.
Week 16 in the NFL came to a close with Monday Night Football in New Orleans, where the Dolphins downed the Saints 20-3. Miami's defense picked off New Orleans rookie quarterback Ian Book in his first NFL start twice. One was returned for a touchdown, and they also sacked him 8 times. Miami's won 7 straight. They're now 8-7 on the season, and they take over the final wildcard spot in the AFC from Baltimore. New Orleans falls to 7-8. News from the NFL: San Francisco 49ers quarterback Jimmy Garoppolo's status for Sunday's game against the Texans is unknown. He missed practice Monday with a reported torn ulnar collateral ligament and fracture in the thumb on his right hand. His throwing hand suffered last Thursday. College football in the Quick Lane Bowl. It was Western Michigan rolling over Nevada 52-24. In the NBA, the Grizzlies skipped by the Suns 114-113 in Phoenix. John Morant's layup with 0.5 of a second wins it for Memphis. James Harden, 39 points, 15 assists, leading the Nets over the Clippers 124-108. DeMar DeRozan, 35 points, 12 assists for the Bulls in their 130-118 win over the Hawks.
Here's your weatherology forecast. Sunny skies today with a high nearing 29. Northwest winds between 5 and 20 and gusting as high as 30. Mostly cloudy skies overnight tonight with a low around 8 degrees. Sunshine returning on Wednesday, partly sunny and a high nearing 39. Staying fairly cloudy over Wednesday night and a low around 9. Winds out of the south between 5 and 10 miles per hour and gusting as high as 20. From the Weatherology Weather Center, I'm staff forecaster Kara Foster.
Are you more than $10,000 in debt? Feel like you're on a never-ending treadmill, staying in one place and never getting ahead with those minimum payments? You feel like there's no way out? Don't let the credit card companies bully you anymore. There are programs in place to help you get free of your debt, and you don't have to pay the entire amount you owe. The program at Total Financial Freedom can help you get debt-free in months instead of decades. Get off the debt treadmill and stop the harassment. Get free of credit card debt, signature loans, department store cards, internet loans, and medical bills. Call now at 800-533-6605 for free information. For about 10 years, Total Financial Freedom has helped thousands. They're A+ rated by the Better Business Bureau, too. Get off the endless cycle without having to declare bankruptcy. You'll have the right to settle your debt for a mere fraction of what you owe. Call Total Financial now at 800-533-6605. That's 800-533-6605.
8:11, 18 degrees outside, a clearing sky, winds are calm, barometric pressure continues to rise at 29.52, humidity at 71%. High yesterday was 40, an overnight low of 14. Sunset today at 5:16, sunrise tomorrow morning at 8:04, and only 1,600 precipitation measured all of this month of December. Well, our next guest is in from Team Physical Therapy. Jillian Linesky is with me. Jillian, how you doing? Good. Let me get that mic up there for you. It's good to see you again. I had forgotten you were in with your husband, is that right?
Yes.
A few months ago.
Yep.
Yeah. Derek?
Yes.
Okay. And let's back up and do a little history lesson for those who maybe missed that show and haven't met you yet. You and your husband live in Ansley, America.
That's right.
Okay. And you've been here how long?
We started in June.
In June. So summer, fall, and here we are now in the winter months.
Yes.
How's it gone for you so far?
Pretty good. It's definitely been, some days are challenging, just figuring out, how many patients I need to see and all that stuff. And then I've kind of taken on the pediatric role. So I'm in the Broken Bow and Ansley schools doing pediatric therapy there for them. And then I also have a few in the clinic that come in for pediatrics as well. So that's kind of the role that I've taken on in that space for team. But I also see general outpatient people as well.
Sounds to me like they're kind of taking advantage of all your education and putting you in a lot of different departments there. But that's probably a good thing, isn't it?
Yes, it is. It does feel like, part of our education. We learn just a broad range of things, and I think that's the great part about working in a rural area, because you get to truly use all those areas I definitely haven't specialized in any of them because, you know, I just kind of dip my feet into all of them. But it's been good being able to apply a lot of knowledge and looking up more knowledge and kind of figuring out.
Researching.
Yeah.
Jeremy Shipe's back in the studios. And I think Jeremy and I have had a conversation about, you know, you go to school, you learn all these things, and then you come out and put them to work and apply them to real life. And there's some adjustments there of putting that education in the right spot. Jeremy, I think in every occupation it's probably that way.
Oh, yeah. I mean, you can only, you know, there's a lot more hands-on stuff in college and in classes right now, but it's always going to be different than the hands-on you get in the real world, for sure.
So what do you enjoy most so far? Is there any one particular area that you have enjoyed more than others, or is this kind of an overall umbrella?
You know, I do enjoy pretty much all of it, but I would say just kind of those pediatric cases. A lot of them, you know, we start when they're pretty young, and you can kind of watch and follow them through. Even the 6 months that I've been with kids, you see the progress that they've made, and it makes me proud, but seeing it on the parents' face, that seeing like, oh, we never thought our kid would be able to, you know, walk or talk or, you know, any of these skills, and we're getting closer. We might not have achieved that goal, but it's cool to just work with the families and really help educate them on ways that they can help their kids, you know, because I'm only in there, you know, once or twice a month for a half-hour session, but it's more so just giving them the tools they need to kind of help their kids in the
progress. Yeah. Kids are fun anyway, right?
I love them.
Yeah. Well, and I think this is kind of a common story that we've learned from Jeff and all the staff, is that it really does become part of the therapy or progress is on what you learn and then what you take home and do, right? From just simple exercises for somebody who has a knee out of sorts. It's not just in the clinic itself, it's after they get home. So I guess it's the same way with the kids.
It is. It definitely is. And I do feel like parents are almost more motivated when it's their kid, not themselves, you know, trying to rehab back. It's, oh no, like I need to do this for my kid. So I feel like the buy-in is almost a little bit easier on that side versus kind of the orthopedic. But yeah.
You know why? Because as adults, we get stubborn and get, I'll be fine. I don't need to do this. It'll get better. And with kids, you go, no, I want them to get better right away, right? As soon as they can.
Exactly.
Yeah. You already knew that.
Well, I don't know.
And what is Derek? Where's he working? What's he up to?
So he's in the Kearney Clinic right now, and he's just kind of, he's specialized in orthopedic, so he really likes, you know, the knees and the shoulders and the ACLs and just kind of that realm. Right now he's kind of seeing more of the assisted living patients, and that's just kind of where the clinic needs him right now, and that's kind of where their higher demand is. So that's what he's been up to, but I think he enjoys it too. So.
Well, Jeremy, I was looking at the Team Physical Therapy website this morning because I wasn't sure who was going to be coming in today, so I wrote down some names just so that I'd have them on the top of my head here, and then Jillian walks in and I didn't write her name down. But while I was there, I did realize once again what a team you guys have all over the area, and how many people that Team Physical Therapy experts in this area employ. It's amazing.
And it feels like we're always growing. I mean, Jeff can obviously talk more on that, but you know, we're always finding new ways that we can help just the community, whether kind of where my role is helping those pediatric patients. And I know I had a patient a few weeks ago from a small town around here, and they're driving to Kearney twice a week for therapy. And I was like, well, we do have that in Broken Bow, and they just didn't know. So it's just a little bit, you know, education too, that we need to market our services and what we have now in the small towns. But yeah, Callaway and Burwell and Gothenburg and Kearney. So it's kind of cool. And, you know, with our Christmas party, we get everyone together, and there's people I didn't recognize because we haven't seen them yet. But it's just a good opportunity to kind of come
pretty
together.
Amazing. It really is. And I suppose Jeff's probably told you this story. You know, the McMeans started this in the basement of the hospital many years ago in 1 or 2 rooms. And look where it's at now. All those communities and the fantastic clinics that you have to work in and all these people that are coming in to work there. It's a really cool story.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah. Is there anything that you wanted to talk about today that we haven't talked about yet?
I guess I'll just explain a little more kind of what pediatric physical therapy is. I think a lot of people are acquainted with, my knee hurts, I'll go in.
Right.
But with pediatric, it's more, it starts from any age. So if we start at, birth or right after, sometimes kids get kind of, a knot or a twist in their neck where they're kind of twisted to one side. And some of kids are born with it, and sometimes it's just the position they're in. But we like to catch those early. That way we can help them kind of reshape their head and their neck. That way we don't have to helmet them. I don't know if people have seen kids in helmets, but that's kind of the first prevention and the first thing we'll look for. And other things, if your kid's delayed in crawling or walking or any of those motor skills, so that's kind of what we like to catch as well, and just kind of give tips and tricks to get them on track. And then there's also areas, some kids are born with genetic or syndromes that they know will have lifelong delays. So we like to get them in therapy as well. That way we can kind of help prevent those delays from happening and just kind of give parents the tools. Toe walking is another big thing that I saw. I did my rotation at Children's Hospital in Omaha, so I got a pretty good variety of diagnoses and just kind of bizarre things almost that I saw. But we saw a lot of toe walking kids. So, if you see any of these signs and your kids or loved ones and just kind of, don't know where to go, maybe physical therapy would kind of be a good starting point, and we can at least give you some tips and tricks and what to do.
Does that, I'm going to probably ask a dumb question, Jeremy, but it's never stopped me before. Does that incorporate at all with strokes and that you get those disabilities from a stroke, a slight or major one?
Yeah, and those can happen in kids too. So some kids, it's happened when there's like in utero stroke. So they have, while they're still in their mom's belly or right after, they'll kind of have a stroke or, reoccurring seizures that really kind of, the brain development isn't working as efficiently as it should. And so then you see delays kind of in other areas where they're not able to crawl on time or walk on time. So yeah, we definitely kind of see a broad spectrum, but those seizures and strokes are definitely
you probably hear about seizures more with kids than strokes, but they do have them, unfortunately.
Yeah,
so.
They do.
Boy, you are in a I think an exciting field, challenging I would think, but very gratifying as well.
Yes, absolutely. And I love just that anyone could walk through the door, and it's just kind of a puzzle to figure out, how can I best help them? And I might not solve all their problems, but just kind of picking out those goals and working toward one thing at a time. So, yeah.
I guess what we like about it when we talk with all of the staff is that it's not just what you can do for the patient, but what you can teach them to do for themselves. And I think that's more evident all the time in the work that you folks do. You just can't walk in and expect to have it fixed. You have to help fix it, right?
Exactly. So all those patients listening, go do your exercises.
And a lot of them are very simple. Might even do it with a little rope on the door, or, it's not real complicated. It's just a matter of doing it every day.
Exactly. And I try when I am giving people exercises, keep it to less than 6 and things that they don't need equipment. Just because, if you're like, well, I need that and that's at home, well, then you're not going to do it. But if it's something you can do, I got a 3-minute break at work, I can quick do a few things, and that's kind of where I like to.
Yeah. I think we're all guilty of going, you know what, I'm going to start walking more tomorrow. So you go out and do one day, and then something comes up the next day, and you don't get to it, and then you don't do it for 5 days. It's a matter of self-discipline, no doubt. And I'll be first to raise my hand that it's not the best sometimes.
I can agree.
But when it comes to coming back from an injury or a stroke or just a bad knee or elbow, ice fall, we've talked about those a lot lately. Probably going to talk about them some more. The rehab part is what's going to get you back up and going again. So feet, shoes, that's the basis of everything we've learned a lot over the years.
You seem very educated. I'm impressed.
If your feet aren't comfortable or you're walking right, or especially running right, then you have problems elsewhere, right?
Just kind of goes up the chain,
Yeah.
And that can affect your knees or your hips or your back.
And you can even harm yourself, Jeremy, sitting on a couch watching a football game, believe it or not.
Can, yeah. Yeah.
Especially if you do it all weekend and then you wake up with that stiff neck you're talking about, right? Well, it's a pleasure to have you in, and we look forward to having you come back again. And did you go back to Howells for Christmas?
We did, yep. We went to Howells, and then my husband's from Hastings, so we traveled kind of all around.
Howells to Hastings.
Yep.
Well, two different sized communities, but families there, that's what's important.
That's right.
All right. Well, thanks for coming in. We appreciate it.
Thank you.
And look forward to having you back again next time. Bring your husband along.
I'll try.
Okay. We'll take a time out. We'll continue with these words.
Luke Basin Public Health Department COVID-19 myth versus fact. Myth number 1, the vaccine will affect women's fertility. The COVID-19 vaccine will not affect fertility. The truth is the vaccine encourages the body to create copies of the spike protein found on the coronavirus's surface. This teaches the body's immune system to fight the virus that has that specific spike protein in it. To set up a vaccination appointment, please call us at 308-346-5795 or visit your local pharmacy or participating provider.
Burning Bank would like to wish everyone a happy holiday season and a successful new year. We are here to help you with all of your banking needs and help you reach your financial goals in 2022. Visit us online at burningbank.com. Burning Bank. Member FDIC.
Week of the year, and in our profession, this is probably the busiest week of the year just because all of the people who want to sell equipment and get it in this tax year and those people who want to buy equipment and get that put into this tax year, they're using BigIron.com. 6,500 plus items will be sold here Wednesday and Thursday in our massive two-day year-end online auction. So start your due diligence hopefully a week ago, because that's a lot of machinery to look at, folks, and it's scattered all across the Midwest. Your neighbors are probably selling equipment tomorrow and Thursday here on BigIron.com. I know Henry Nuxel, just looking on the website this morning, I believe he's got close to 600 of these items selling on the BigIron.com website. So he's been busy. Brock Anderson, one of the sellers. He's got a planter that's being sold. We've got in Anselmo, Nebraska, some anhydrous tanks selling from Country Partners Cooperative. I think they got 2 of them. So that anhydrous kind of like a box of gold right now. And if you can get your hands on some, maybe you want to buy some tanks for storage. These are big tanks, folks, where you unload your semis into. So check that out. There's a John Deere 8330 mechanical front selling for Lane Tederman on their retirement sale. That equipment over by Gothenburg, Nebraska. And there's 90 items on that retirement sale. A Case IH 340 True Tandem Disc is one of those featured items. They got a really nice John Deere 1435 Series 2 front deck lawnmower selling in Gothenburg as well. They got a John Deere 7200R mechanical front tractor that will sell. So Henry's been busy with not only that seller, with several other sellers that are utilizing the Big Iron website here the next couple of days. If you are looking for items closer to Burwell, if you're looking at items, over to Colorado, to Iowa, to Kansas, to North Dakota, we've got them selling to the highest bidder here on the Big Iron website. There's a Valley 8007 tower pivot selling for Dar Grain by Lexington, Nebraska, 1,298-foot pivot that will be sold to the highest bidder here on BigIron.com. So we even got windmills selling by Brewster, Nebraska. There's an Aero Motor windmill tower. Penny Poke Cattle LLC is selling that tower. I think they've got several other items as well. But check it all out going to the Big Iron website. Got a lot of shop-related items as well. Got soil movers, construction equipment, semi-trucks. The list goes on and on. It's a tremendous offering of items selling here on the Big Iron website. Now, today, though, folks, we've got some livestock selling. So if you're looking for some bred females, if you're looking for some bred heifers and some older cows, you can pick your choice, because we've got all these nice, good cattle, reputation kind, selling today on the BigIron.com website. I'll just drop a couple names. Bar 6 Inc., Greg Bartek in Ewing, Nebraska. Outstanding lineup selling today. Jason Truska from David City, Nebraska has got some outstanding bred cows and heifers selling today. Wade Humphrey from Ventura, Iowa is using BigIron.com. Health Cattle from Utan, Nebraska. Oldemeyer Cattle Company out of Unadilla, Nebraska. Those are just some of the big names here, folks, that are selling Black Angus bred heifers, Black Baldies. We got Herefords. We've got Red Angus selling as well. And they'll all sell today on our special livestock auction that starts to close out here this morning at 1 o'clock. So livestock, machinery, and then right after the first of the year, folks, we've got some outstanding land auctions that are scheduled. You can scroll through on these cold days that are coming, and we're just so grateful that we've had a December that is this pleasant here this time of year. Normally we've been scooping snow and fighting the elements, and a great time to have cows out on corn stalks. It's a great time to be taking care of that, because we haven't suffered too much. I hope we don't make up for it here later on, but right now we count our blessings with that. We want to thank everybody for all of the support they have given BigIron.com as sellers, as bidders, as buyers. We know our folks in the office are excited to pick up the phone and help people when they call for the first time, saying, "Hey, I'm new to Big Iron. How do I register? How do I get a bid number? And what do I need to do to get settled up after I get some items bought?" So we are so appreciative for every person that's out there listening, and we want to wish everybody a very, very happy New Year as we bring out this year to a close here with these big 3 days of auctions on BigIron.com.
All right, Mark, well said. We wish you a very happy New Year. I know you're going to be busy, and it's always fun every week to hear about what you have coming up. But we appreciate our business partnership with you. It's been going on a number of years now, but I guess every week with the growth of your business, it's even more fun to find out what you guys are up to and what you're offering with this great service that you've grown.
Well, we sure thank you guys. You're a great provider of information and entertainment throughout the area, so we need to thank you guys and gals every time we see you. And of course, if the folks that are listening to your radio station, the best way to thank you is to support all of the people that use your radio station as a media source. So that's the best thanks I'm sure that you guys would be grateful for.
Well said. I could have said it better myself, but we appreciate it. And have yourself a good remainder of the week and, of course, next year as well.
You're sure welcome. Thank you, everybody out there. You guys have a happy new year.
All right. Take care, Mark. Mark Stock with Big Iron Auction Company, one of the most positive people we've met over the years we've been in business here. He just started out with an idea, started out in the auction business, the traditional auctions. Next thing you know, he started dabbling a little bit with his family and friends on this big iron idea, and look what it's grown into. Kind of the leader, really, kind of leading the way on this way of doing things. So, he's a good guy to listen to every week. Appreciate it. Jeremy, how's your big Chevy doing? That big station wagon with that, what is that, a 396 in there?
Yep, it's doing good. It's got a spot in the garage. I had to move some stuff in order for it to fit. I don't think that garage was built for a car of that size, but it's doing okay.
You know, if you drive around your communities, wherever you're listening from, and you look at garages, especially the older ones, you'll sometimes notice that they've been extended on one end or the other. As the models got bigger, so did the garages, but some folks would just knock the end out of a garage and add 4 foot.
Yeah.
Wouldn't that be nice to be able to do that whenever you need more space? You just knock out a wall.
Bit. Yeah.
Well, this next song kind of goes along with that theme, although it's about having an automobile, and this is one of our favorites from Johnny Cash here on the Get Up and Go Breakfast Show.
Open until 2 on New Year's Eve, closed New Year's Day. Bow Bootery on the Square in Broken Bow.
8:39, and we welcome our next guest. Dr. Jacobson is here from Click Family Health Care. How you doing, Doc?
I'm doing great.
Good, good. Now, I'd like to avoid the one conversation, if we can, that has been brought up the last couple of times. It's a particular examination I don't really want to talk about.
Don't ask me about your health. Quick, try to get a freebie, Dave.
Well, see, I paid for that. I was looking for a freebie. Next thing you know, I'm getting an exam that no guy ever wants.
Oh, we're right here on the show, huh?
Yeah.
And he wanted a second opinion, so I used 2 fingers.
Oh, no. Oh, gosh.
Oh, no.
Oh, yikes. I missed that. I think I'm going to go back and review it.
You didn't miss it this time. How you been, anyway?
We've been doing well.
Good.
You know, it's been a pretty good fall. The weather today is not so great, but yeah, we've here in Broken Bow. I looked this morning. We're at 213 patients.
Fantastic.
So, you know, for being a little over 13 months, we're really happy with that. And, you know, getting calls all the time. You know, the thing this time of the year that really sucks for people, especially if they have insurance, is new deductible.
Mm-hmm.
So, you know, January 1st, doesn't matter if you've been dealing with something all year, January 1st, that number resets and you get to start your deductible over. We're hearing a lot of our customers that have a health insurance plan. You know, most of our customers have high deductible, but they're saying their premiums are going up 20 to 30%. A lot of people who are on, well, we're hearing a lot of people who are on or got coverage through healthcare.gov that got the subsidies with the CARES Act money. That a lot of that, I guess, is going away. So they're going from paying nothing to now, you know, $8, $7, $8, $9, $1,100 a month for their family. So that's really the sucky part about our healthcare system this time of the year. So, you know, we're fielding a lot of calls about how does this work with the share plans? How does it work with my insurance plan? Those kind of things. So we're kind of in education mode in December and January.
Well, there's nothing more frustrating than having your expenses in life go up that you can't control, right? And I know you offer an option for that, that you can have some control for your. And I want to be careful about how I say this because you've taught us that. Some of the terminology we use for healthcare isn't correct.
Right. I mean, I always talk about it. You know, a lot of people equate health insurance to health care.
Yeah.
Health insurance is simply a payment mechanism to get health care. The Christian share plans or the Sedera plans, they're just mechanisms to get health care. But when you come to see us, you're actually getting health care, where, you know, health care is when you're sitting across the table from your doctor and you've got something on and you're actually talking about it and getting that corrected. So it is a huge misnomer that people correlate health insurance with health care. And that's what our customers, once they realize that, that's when they really, the lights go on and they see the real benefit of, gosh, yeah, I can come see, or we're seeing more and more employers that are paying us to take care of their employees. So, you know, they'll pay us $50 a month to take care of their employees, and then when the employees are sick, they can go be seen, and it doesn't cost them anything out of their pocket. You know, Kearney, if you go to urgent care, we've been told it's $130 to walk in the door, and then they start racking things up from there. So I had a patient recently who went there that then came and joined us that had a sore throat and a cough, so they immediately swabbed her for strep, swabbed her for flu, drew blood, and by the time she got out, it was about $450.
Wow.
And then was told that she had a virus. So before anybody saw her, they just automatically did all this stuff. And to me, that's one of the atrocities of our healthcare system is, you know, if you come in and see your doctor, you're going to go see your nurse practitioner, your PA, at least put your hands on the person and do an exam before you decide what you're going to do. You know, we've had patients in the past who've joined us that mom and dad and 2 kids go in and they're all sick, so they swab all of them. Well, come and see me, I'm gonna ask who's been sick the longest, and then we're going to swab them, because if they're positive, more than likely the rest of you are positive. So there's no use racking up healthcare costs when it's not necessary.
Well, without getting too deep into the weeds on the COVID situation, because I think a lot of us don't want to get too deep into the weeds because we have so much different information out there. And I wonder if you could provide, and I'm not asking you to provide that today, but when your patients come in to see you, provide some sort of a sensible approach to some of this, because it's pretty confusing.
It is confusing, and it's confusing what the worst thing is to get your health information from the radio or the TV. ABC, CBS. When I first got into medicine, Dr. Ashby, I was 43, he was 83. He'd always say, well, the Wall Street Journal is the medical digest of, the so-called experts. It is confusing. Should you get a booster? Should you not get a booster? Should you get vaccinated? Should you not get vaccinated? Does ivermectin work? Does, all of those things. And my philosophy is you're in charge of your health care. So if you want to have a conversation about vaccinations, I'll have that conversation with you. If you want to have a conversation about does ivermectin work, I will tell you, I don't know, but we'll have that conversation. The difference with us versus most other medical clinics is we have the time to do that. Mm-hmm. So we can get into an in-depth conversation. And I will never tell you what to do or tell my customers what to do. I just give them options and then let them make the final decision. Getting vaccinated is a very, very personal decision. Getting your kids vaccinated is even more personal. And it's not, my view is nobody should tell you have to do anything. And I've had people, well, will you sign a waiver? My job says I have to be vaccinated. Will you sign a waiver? And it's like, I will sign a waiver if I have documentation you're allergic to the vaccination.
There's a reason
you have
for the
reaction.
Waiver. Yeah.
But I'm not just going to sign a blanket waiver because I'm putting my license on the line at that point. But we'll have a conversation about it and let them make that decision. So, yeah, COVID, I think, COVID is out there still. I mean, we're seeing another spike of it.
Oh, you bet, yeah.
We've had probably 8 or 9 or 10 patients who we've got set up that have had the infusions. Mm-hmm. We've had some people who take ivermectin. We have some people that don't. It's entirely up to them what they want to do. But I think in society as a whole, I think people are getting tired of it. What I see is people are just kind of throwing up their hands and saying, you know what, if I get it, I get it. Then I'm done with it. I'm not going to worry about it. Yeah. Unfortunately, there's some that they end up with it and then they end up with bad, in the hospital and those kind of things. But, I think right now in central Nebraska, people are just burnt out about talking about it.
They are. The one thing that is bothersome, though, is when you hear somebody say, I tested positive, but I feel pretty good. I think I want to go ahead and go to the ball game.
Right.
And you're going, why would you do that?
Right.
That sort of thing just drives some folks crazy.
Well, and it should, because common sense tells you should stay home.
Yeah.
Even if you don't feel, if you tested positive, stay home for 5. They just lowered yesterday, the CDC lowered the quarantine days if you're really not symptomatic from 10 to 5, which I think that allows us to keep our economy going, allows people to keep going to work. That's part of the reason that some people will go to work when they're sick is because they can't afford to miss a paycheck.
Yeah.
But the common sense approach of, gosh, I tested positive, let me just stay home for 5 days. Let's not go to the grandkids' ball games or to the kids' ball game. Let's not be a super spreader. Mm-hmm. And let's get over it and then let's move on. My biggest disappointment, I guess, right now is we're not keeping track of if you've had COVID, are you getting COVID again? Which you would think would be a very important piece of data.
You would.
But the government hasn't been tracking that for whatever reason. So that's the part. We had an exposure at our Thanksgiving, and 3 or 4 members of our family came down with it that hadn't had COVID before. The ones of us that had COVID didn't have anything. So are we immune more than what they're saying? That's the problem I have with being a doctor. In a sense, I'm a scientist, so I rely on scientific data, but the data's all over the place.
Yeah, I'm okay with you saying, don't pay too much attention to the media ads and that sort of thing. Go see your doctor, but also, feel like we probably don't need to. Politicians aren't doctors, And we've had some of that lately right here in the state of Nebraska saying, I recommend this as a politician, and that just doesn't seem correct either. So, but you'll have a conversation with the folks about it, talk to them about their individual situations, just like you do if they come in and they've twisted fell on the ice and
twisted their ankle, or if they've got diabetes or they've got hypertension, and what are you doing about it? And we see a lot of people who have a chronic illness but haven't been to the doctor for 2 or 3 years because they couldn't afford the lab work, or they couldn't afford the office visit. Or I had a lady from Broken Bow that stopped taking her diabetic medicine about 4 years ago.
Wow.
And came in, and her A1C was the highest I've ever seen. It was over 17. It should be less than 7. So, that's a person, because of their inability to access the healthcare system, was on the short track to having a heart attack, stroke, dying, prematurely. Now, hopefully we can get her medicines. I think I gave her all of her medicines she needed for 90 days, or 100 days was like $23 or something. And she couldn't afford to pay for them out of pocket before that. So those are really the things that we talk to our customers about, is helping them become cash pay customers. We've talked before about the MRIs, that if you need an MRI of your knee, Jeremy, if you go to either hospital in Kearney, I've not had anybody that's come up to Broken Bow yet, but you're going to spend $2,200 to $2,600 by the time you get the MRI and have it read. Or you can log on to a website called MD Save, and you buy it up front, and it's $436. Mm-hmm. So you save 75% by becoming a cash pay customer. And that's what we do a lot. We help our customers who need to see a specialist. I pick up the phone and call a specialist and say, what's your cash pay? They want to write you a check, or they want to bring you cash. How much are you going to charge them? And when we opened 4 years ago in Kearney, the answer was, well, I don't know. Well, now they at least know. They're giving us.
They weren't used to seeing that.
Yeah, nobody was asking for that. So, we can get into all of that on another time, or we've discussed a lot of that in detail. Mm-hmm. But it's very frustrating the way our healthcare system is set up in America, and we're just trying to. And Dave's heard me say this. We're really just trying to turn the clock back 50 years to where you know who your doctor is. Your doctor knows you. You've spent time with them. He knows what's going on in your life, whether it's wife, kids, whether it's grandkids, because you've got to be somewhat in line from the spiritual, physical, and mental aspect to be able to be happy.
Doc, can I ask you a dumb question? I've given Jeremy a heads up. I ask dumb questions.
Well, there's no dumb questions ever, Dave.
Somebody out there listening and says to themselves, you know what? I have, let's just say, a decent insurance in my mind, but I like what I hear from Doc Jacobson. Can you still be their doctor even though they have some insurance?
Absolutely. The one thing that with insurance is we don't file any insurance. Okay. So we fit really well with people who have a higher deductible plan. Mm-hmm. We fit really well with people who don't have insurance, or people who are underinsured with the share plans or no insurance. So absolutely, that's one of the misnomers that people think, gosh, if I have insurance, I can't go to Dr. Jake at Click Family Healthcare. Mm-hmm. Absolutely not. It's just that we won't file. We have a lot of our customers who have insurance. We actually have more customers who have an insurance plan or policy than don't. And most of the time, like if we do blood work, our basic blood panel is $44. Maybe they're diabetic, so we add an A1C and a urine microalbumin on it, and it's $56. And they'll say, God, I'm not even going to worry about filing that with my insurance. It's too much hassle to file with my insurance for the $56 they're going to give me towards my deductible. So we have people that don't even. Our customers get a receipt every month when their card is charged that tells what was done, whether it's a prescription, whether it's just for their monthly membership, whether it's for lab work, whatever. So they have the ability to file that, but most people they don't even mess with it because it's too confusing, convoluted. It's not worth the effort to deal with their insurance company.
And if they have a $5,000 or $10,000 deductible, it doesn't really figure in, does it? Yeah.
Right. And that's really today, the high deductible plans, the share plans, they're really a catastrophic plan. You've heard me say it before, and I truly believe this, that primary care really shouldn't be insured. You shouldn't have to have insurance for that. That's the day-to-day maintenance things. That's, you buy a car, you buy a house. That's the caulk in the windows. That's, putting a new roof on if you have to. But if you get a hailstorm or you get in a car wreck, now you got insurance to cover that. But the day-to-day things, primary care doesn't need to be insured. But the way our healthcare system is, everything is so priced out of the unusual, out of the norm, that people can't afford to go. I bought a bottle of hydrochlorothiazide, 1,000 of them. Hydrochlorothiazide is a diuretic. I bought 1,000 of them for 87 cents. Now, Walmart bought 1,000 of them for probably a nickel. If you get 90 of them, they're going to charge you $10.
Yeah, that's how that works.
Those are the things that people don't understand. That, and I'm not saying anything bad about pharmacies. They need to make a profit too. But the pricing has no relationship to what it costs to provide the service or produce the product.
Yeah, and in fairness to the pharmacies, especially your independently owned local pharmacies, they're waiting on a lot of money from the insurance companies.
They are. Yeah.
I mean, it's almost backbreaking.
Right. Most pharmacies, dental offices, medical clinics, they all would love to not have to deal with insurance.
Yeah, and wait for that payment.
Yep.
And I think what you've also kind of alluded to today and other times is if you go in and you have insurance and you're going to maybe get the test you need and a couple others you might not need, right?
You could. Yeah.
You could.
Yeah,
not necessarily, but you could.
Right. One of the most ethical questions I have in healthcare is if I am employed by CHI as a primary care physician and part of my production bonus is based on revenue generated, am I going to order tests I really don't need to order? Not consciously, but subconsciously. Maybe we should get a chest x-ray, and if I think you need a chest x-ray, we're going to say, okay, Dave, we can get it on the MD Save. It's $107 to go get it down at CHI. Let's try this, or what do you think? You want to try this for a week, and if you're not better, then let's go get the x-ray? So it changes the thought process a little bit, I think.
Yeah,
and again, not consciously, but subconsciously. But again, when I have the time to sit down and talk to you and give you options, then you can make an educated decision about what you want to do. And half the people say, I want the chest x-ray today. Great. The other half say, let's just carry on. Let's see if it's not better next week. I'll get an x-ray.
It's all about more conversation before anything is applied, right?
Yeah, it's all about allowing the person to make a decision.
Mm-hmm.
Too many times in our healthcare system today, you have a 15-minute doctor's appointment. Well, you waited an hour in the waiting room, then you were 30 minutes in the room, and we hear this all the time from our customers that the doctor was in the room 5 minutes. Well, in 5 minutes, we can't have much of a conversation, and unfortunately, as a physician, I don't do a very good job of doing an interview and then doing a physical exam because I've got 25 other people I have to see today. So it's like, well, my nurse told me this was your symptoms, and I had somebody yesterday that had that same symptom, so automatically you must have this. So I go in with this preconceived notion that this is what Dave has, and then all of a sudden I start doing a more thorough history and a more thorough physical exam. It's like, oh, wait a minute. That's not what Dave has. What's he got?
He had a lobotomy.
So the idea is, when you have time, then you can get more in depth into those things.
Okay. A couple minutes out, we probably really need to stress the fact that you're located right here in town. Also, real quick, I did want you to mention you use the internet, you use the technology when it is needed. But I wondered if in those conversations when they say, well, I looked up what I might have at this particular website.
Dr. Google.
Yeah, Dr. Google. Well, it'd be nice to be able to have that conversation with you as a real doctor to say, what site should I go to for information?
I'm very big on the Mayo Clinic, the Cleveland Clinic. I will still recommend people go to the cdc.gov, especially when it comes to travel vaccinations and those kind of things. But I think even on the cdc.gov, when you look at the COVID information, it's put there just matter-of-factly. So you can read it without somebody whispering in this ear and somebody whispering in this ear. Those are probably the biggest websites that I recommend for my customers, are the Cleveland Clinic and Mayo Clinic.
Okay.
They have a ton of information out there. In fact, I have handouts that I'll give my patients that are from both of those websites, just to help them with some information in hand.
Okay. Where do they find you here in town?
So clickfamilyhealth.com is our website. Our phone number is 308-870-8073. We're right between the two pharmacies and the funeral home. So,
all right,
we're right there where we need to be.
You are.
So, just in closing, we are seeing some influenza. So, if you've not gotten your flu shot, I do recommend flu shots. We have them. They're $23. We do have the rapid COVID antigen if people want to get tested for that. We've done some CDLs for some companies here in Broken Bow that we do them for both non-members and members. We've been seeing some acute walk-ins here in Broken Bow just to kind of give people the it's kind of a how do we do things. And we have a very good conversion rate for those people that come in and see us, and we spend a half hour with them for a walk-in visit, and it's like, wow, I didn't know I was going to get this kind of service, or you care that much about me to ask me all these questions. So we are, what we provide is different. And again, thinking back to your generation.
Our generation?
Well, our generation. But I mean, I think back to when my Uncle Lauren came to Broken Bow in 1967 or 70, whatever it was, that, people, or they actually graduated med school in 67, so it was in the mid-70s. You knew who your doctor was. And I remember, people showing up on his doorstep. And, this weekend, for example, I went in on Christmas Day and dispensed some medicine in Kearney for a patient of ours who the other option was go to the ER. Well, it wasn't something she needed to go to the ER for. So $1,200 to walk in the ER, or I can take 15 minutes of my time to go up to the clinic and dispense medication. So with access of texting, video, same day, next day appointments, we really are accessible. And Christmas Day, we were taking care of people. Christmas Eve, we were taking care of people. So that's what we're here for.
Well, if you haven't figured it out, folks, by listening, Doc Jacobson has a good, what they call bedside manner, and a good conversationalist, and I'm willing to talk to you. So check out Click Family Healthcare right here in Broken Bow, Nebraska. Check out the website and go in and ask any questions you might have.
We absolutely. Stop by, give us a call. We love people to stop by and give a tour. Wendy Glendy, who's our nurse here, is very well versed on what we do. She and her husband have been cash pay customers. They've had a share plan for a number of years. So understanding what we do from somebody who actually has done it. And, a lot of people are reluctant maybe to do a share plan. Mm-hmm. It's always the what if question. But I always tell them, well, what if your insurance, with a $10,000 deductible or a $13,000 deductible, there's a lot of what ifs there too. So, but yeah, we're here. Okay. We're here to stay.
All right. I usually try to squeak out a free exam or medical problem I have. Did you want to try anything on the doc while he's here, Jeremy?
I'm good.
Okay.
Right now. Yeah, I'm good. I'm feeling pretty good.
Okay. All right.
One last thing.
Sure.
We are going to have we have a new physician joining us.
Oh, good.
His name is Jacob Peterson. He's from up around the Atkinson area. He's been out about 4.5 years. He will be predominantly in Kearney, but in 2022, he will be coming to Broken Bow some.
See him up here.
So young guy, he does in-office ultrasound guided carpal tunnel surgery. He's developing a longevity obesity type program. So we're really, really excited to have Jacob come on. And well, number one, I'm excited to just take a little bit of pressure off me.
Sure.
Because I'm getting old and fat and running between two clinics and
back
stuff.
And forth.
But yeah, we're really excited. And then we have Lana, who's our nurse practitioner, who's still in her residency. She'll be with us full time when she gets done with that in the summer. But yeah, we're 2022. We can't wait for, because we think it's going to be great.
You're set up, full steam ahead.
Full steam ahead, but providing that service for our customers that need it. With the farm economy, with health insurance premiums going up, there are going to be more people that are going to be uninsured or underinsured to the point that they're not going to be going to the doctor. So we're giving them that option to be taken care of.
All right. Thanks, Doc.
Thank you. You guys have a happy New Year.
You too.
You too. Thanks.
News is next.
You are listening to the Get Up and Go Breakfast Show. Go, go, go! On KCNI, KPVN, Broken Bow, Nebraska.
CBS News Brief. The CDC is cutting isolation guidelines for people with asymptomatic COVID from 10 days to 5, but recommending the recently infected stay masked for an additional 5 days. Former CDC Director Tom Frieden tells CBS.
Frankly, anytime you're indoors with a lot of other people, mask up. It protects you and it protects others around you.
The new guidelines should help clear up backlogs at airports. CBS's Jamie Yukas.
Thousands of flights have been canceled in the last week, in part because COVID has left airlines with a shortage of crew members.
Police near Denver say they shot and killed a suspect who killed 5 people and wounded others, including an officer, during a shooting spree last night. This woman was at a shopping center.
We were just in there, my husband and I, and you could hear just the popping outside, and it was like one shot and then maybe 5 or 6 more and a couple more after that.
Police say they're investigating the motive behind the shootings. CBS News Brief. I'm Deborah Rodriguez.
From the Fox Sports Studios in Los Angeles, here's Eddie Garcia.
Week 16 in the NFL came to a close with Monday Night Football in New Orleans, where the Dolphins downed the Saints 20-3. Miami's defense picked off New Orleans rookie quarterback Ian Book in his first NFL start twice. One was returned for a touchdown, and they also sacked him 8 times. Miami's won 7 straight. They're now 8-7 on the season, and they take over the final wildcard spot in the AFC from Baltimore. New Orleans falls to 7-8. News from the NFL: San Francisco 49ers quarterback Jimmy Garoppolo's status for Sunday's game against the Texans is unknown. He missed practice Monday with a reported torn ulnar collateral ligament and fracture in the thumb on his right hand. His throwing hand suffered last Thursday. College football in the Quick Lane Bowl. It was Western Michigan rolling over Nevada 52-24. In the NBA, the Grizzlies get by the Suns 114-113 in Phoenix. John Morant's layup with 0.5 of a second wins it for Memphis. James Harden, 39 points, 15 assists, leading the Nets over the Clippers 124-108. DeMar DeRozan, 35 points, 12 assists for the Bulls in their 130-118 win over the Hawks.
Here's your weatherology forecast. Sunny skies today with a high nearing 29. Northwest winds between 5 and 20 and gusting as high as 30. Mostly cloudy skies overnight tonight with a low around 8 degrees. Sunshine returning on Wednesday, partly sunny and a high nearing 39. Staying fairly cloudy over Wednesday night and a low around 9. Winds out of the south between 5 and 10 miles per hour and gusting as high as 20. From the Weatherology Weather Center, I'm staff forecaster Kara Foster.
News and weather was brought to you today by Custer Electric and Irrigation in Broken Bow. Custer Electric and Irrigation, your local Zematic by Lindsay dealer, has the offerings you're looking for this winter to prepare for next year. As you know, every season brings new focuses. Here are theirs right now. Specials on driveline conversions, sprinkler packages, and winter maintenance specials, to name a few. If you've worked with Custer Electric and Irrigation in the past, you know that they want to get you taken care of the right way at the best price possible. They encourage you to get the work you need done scheduled as soon as possible because prices are rapidly increasing for a lot of supplies. Plus, that schedule book can only get so full. Don't forget licensed electrical work you might need done too on ag, commercial, and residential applications. Ask for a free quote. Custer Electric and Irrigation, your local Zematic by Lindsay dealer in Broken Bow, serving the whole area with electrical, agricultural, and commercial services. Call today at 872-7786. Follow them on Facebook or visit custerei.com. Custer Electric and Irrigation. Experience the difference.
9:08. It's 8 degrees outside, Jeremy.
Burr.
Yeah, it was 24 when we got here this morning.
Weird. We need the sun again.
Yep.
I said it yesterday.
Get to work. Oh, we have another guest in the studio. One I'm very excited about. Suzanne is here. Off-Broadway Assisted Living. How are you?
Good morning. How are you?
Well, I'm really good, really good. You look especially sharp today. Man, that's a nice jacket you have on.
Thank you.
You like that, Jeremy?
Yeah,
glitzy. Went to a steer roping in Mulvane, Kansas, and came home with a coat.
Did you bring any steers home?
No, left the steers in Kansas.
Oh. Well, welcome.
Thank you very much.
Looking forward to talking to you about the upcoming year. Next year is not far away. We're putting the last couple of years behind us, hopefully. And we just had the conversation with Doc Jacobson about all the different information that's out there and how confusing things are. But you guys have, I think, overall done a great job of keeping your family healthy there, and yet having some things for them to enjoy under all these circumstances. So let's hope that that's behind us. But if not, I have confidence you will take care of it.
Thank you. I appreciate the vote of confidence. I have a really good team of people with me at Off-Broadway. And, you look back at the last year and we knew we couldn't have outside entertainment in. And so I wrote the Off-Broadway version of the Grand Ole Opry. And so everybody really participated and dressed up. And we had, I was Loretta Lynn, and we had Little Jimmy Dickens, and we had, we just wrote a program around different people off of the Grand Ole Opry. And I just know that, the ingenuity and creativity will come out. I mean, no matter what we do, no matter where we go, we've already done that. And just thinking of different ways that we can entertain our folks and just kind of hang in there together.
Yeah, and I think maybe we don't often highlight enough when you or one of your staff members come in from Off-Broadway is the fact that you're specialized in a certain area of care for people who are active, want to come and go as they can. But Jeremy, think about this. So you're living in this really nice place. Mm-hmm. They have live birds. They have ice cream at all hours of the day and night. You get served 3 squares a day and sit around the table and visit with friends. You can go upstairs and shoot a game of pool. If you're a little tired, you can take the elevator up and down. They have exercise programs for you. That sounds more like something you would want to be involved in when you're maybe in your 20s or 30s, because there's a lot of things going on and a lot of fun happening there. Plus, you don't have to scoop the walk, you don't have to mow the lawn, you don't have to grab the leaves on a ladder and get them out of the gutter. All those things that no matter what age you like to do in some cases, and some not so much when you have a home or renting a home.
Yeah. It's like going back to campus in college, except you don't have to go to class.
I like
It's like
that.
all the fun parts of college.
Yeah. Shoot some pool and hang around and visit, have some good food with friends. That's really the heartbeat of what you do. But the other side of that is that you make sure people are okay, healthy, meds are taken, all the things that need to be attended to. You guys watch for that and take care of that too, don't you?
We sure do. We can do a variety of different things. So if you want to just move in and get through after the holidays and get through this winter time, and you are a little lonely, you can come in short term. You can give yourself your own medication just like you are now. You can be as independent as you want. But also, if you are a family member and you've been taking care of your loved one, it doesn't necessarily have to be your mom and dad. Maybe you're somebody who's taking care of a great uncle or a great aunt or a grandparent, and you just need a little bit of a break. We have a respite care room that we can give someone their meds, help them shower, and they can visit. And I mean, everybody, it's like we've talked before, this area, you're so relatable to somebody or something, and so come in and just visit. Or maybe you're one that is just really ready to downsize and you want to come in. I mean, there's just so many combinations that will work for somebody at Off-Broadway. It's just knowing that there will be somebody there that will check on your loved one, or just check on you. Maybe you just are just recovering and you're not quite ready. Maybe you don't need to go to a skilled nursing facility like a nursing home, and maybe you're just not quite ready to go home, but you just need a little bit of respite care. We can help with that.
Yeah, and an environment that is so homey, I think, is one of the things that has been grown over the years there, is that it's just a comfortable place to be. And if you have relatives there and you want to come and visit, it's a fun place to go and visit. I think everybody's probably had someone older in their family that was in a care facility that you and the care facility was doing a good job, but it was that point in life where it's really hard to walk in. Difficult. Once you got in, everything was usually pretty fine because you got to see your family. But off-Broadway is some place you can look forward to walking through the door.
I appreciate that very much. And we try to make the aesthetics of the place feel comfortable and be something that you would want to, where you would want to stay, where I would want to work. We want it to be a good work environment too. And speaking of work and Click Clinic, that is one of the benefits that the board of directors at Off-Broadway voted on and we implemented this year. And so, working with Dr. Jake and Wendy at Click Clinic for our staff has been an amazing partnership. And so it's one of those benefits at Off-Broadway too that are new. We have a position that we're desperately, like a lot of places are trying to fill, and that's a night shift medication aide. And I'm actually looking for, one full-time one and maybe a part-time one. And we have some of these, some really great benefits at Off-Broadway. We're not a big company that has, the $5,000 hire-on bonuses, but we do have Click Clinic memberships. We have free dental.
Wow.
Free VSP vision insurance, just some things like that you normally don't get. That's free. We offer that free to our staff. We also have, some free life insurance. So there's some benefits just to be part of the team at Off-Broadway. And right now, thank goodness we're in a really good position with our staffing. We're just short a couple key positions that we really need some help with. So maybe you're wanting to work in a home-like atmosphere, where you get a chance to really bond with the residents. You get to bond with other staff. We have a good time. We just had a great Christmas party at the building a week ago, and the laughter, the fun. But the teamwork environment that we have, we really do have that right now. We have some kind people that work for us, and we're looking for a few more. But Off-Broadway, we're doing, we're starting a women's health conversation weekly at the building. And so like today's topic, Audrey, our LPN, is going to be discussing edema and edema wear, like the stockings that people have to wear, answer questions about that. I think last week's health topic was hydration and how important it is to stay hydrated. So, we're doing some more health-related, some more health-focused topics. We're thinking about starting a walking club within Off-Broadway. Robin, our activities director, is working maybe on a program that we're going to start and implement in January just to get residents, up and moving more. We do have daily exercise, and there's people that do that. And Becky Pearson donated a New Step machine. Oh, wow. And so residents have the ability to go down and use that whenever they want. So keeping our residents active is really important to me. Keeping their strength going. It's important to them too. It's important to their families. It's not just, you think about the strength that it takes to get yourself up out of a chair by yourself, or, do just a different basic everyday movement. And so we want to keep our residents moving and mobile. And don't get me wrong, we still have really good food, and we have some really good, Janet makes the best homemade cinnamon rolls for our in pies. And that's important too, that daily eating experience, dining experience. But I want to be more focused, and I talked to Robin this next year on, because of quarantine, because of some of those things, residents were shut in their apartments, and that's not good for our brains. It's not good for our bodies, not good for our spirit. So getting people up and moving, myself included, that just having a little bit of a walk, what that does, even 5 minutes, what that does to your brain just completely can change the course of your day.
Yeah, so, I think that's been well documented. And they can walk quite a ways in the halls of Off-Broadway if the weather's not allowing them to go outside. So that's something that you can do every day without any problems. What's the situation now for rooms, Suzanne? What do you have available?
I have a I have a 2-bedroom apartment, and sometimes those are hard to come by. And I have a newly painted, has a brand new stainless steel refrigerator, full-size appliances. It is a very nice apartment, and it is just ready to go. And those 2-bedroom ones are sometimes hard to come by. And I have some really cute 1-bedroom apartments as well. On the first floor, if you're interested in a studio apartment, which right now seems to kind of be a trend for some of our new folks that have moved in. They're looking for a studio apartment. So I have a little bit of everything right now available. We have a wonderful move-in special that if you are seriously wanting to try off-Broadway, sometimes the hardest thing is just crossing that threshold. But once you get there, I promise we'll try not to disappoint. But we have some really good move-in specials. And if you're serious, I want you to come talk to me about it because it will completely be worth your time.
Okay. All right. Now I have a question. Is there anything else you wanted to talk about before I swing to a different?
Well, I just wanted to thank the community for this past year. You know, we've had a lot of community members that have, on a weekly basis, when we were through the thick of COVID, there was one lady that I apologize, I don't know who she is, but she weekly made the residents a little gift and left that weekly. And then, you know, Julie at Beau Floral, you know, the residents got lovely Christmas flowers. But then the community that, to those of you who decorated your houses, and we took vans of residents every time that we had a sign-up sheet. The sign-up sheet was full, and we took both vans multiple times through Broken Bow. And I just want to say thank you to the community for doing that, because it gave our residents so much joy. And for me, someone like me, I don't have little children anymore to go drive around and look at the lights. It gave me an opportunity to go experience it too. So just thank you to Broken Bow for all the support and for all the nice things that everybody has done for Off-Broadway. It has been very appreciated.
Okay, Suzanne. This just is a little something that stuck in my head we had a great conversation last time we were here. I really enjoyed it.
Was lovely.
But you did mention something in our conversation that I want to know more about.
Okay.
Could you describe scrubbing a tank?
Scrubbing a tank. Oh my gosh.
Because you mentioned you were scrubbing a tank when Roger came up to you.
Yes.
What do you do when you scrub a tank?
You do just that. You just take a big old scrub brush and you scrub all of the remnants of what's been left behind in a tank, in a stock tank, those waters at the feedlot. So you might have to pull the plug, and you just take a brush and you just scrub them clean.
That sounds kind of like hard work to me.
It is. You know, I didn't mind it when it was 102 degrees out and you're just a new kid from college and you're a new grad and you get all the grunt work they give you, but those Egglestons sure made it a lot of fun.
Just stuck in my head. I was going to ask you next time I talk to you exactly how you scrubbed a tank.
That's how you scrub a tank.
Then maybe you got in it with bubbles, but then, no, you actually got in there with a scraper.
Yes, you just scrub them out with a big old brush and get all the corn and all the slime and all that kind of stuff out of them. And
now, when you're from the Bassett area,
yes.
Now, Jeremy, you've lived in the country, even though you were at the east end of the state. I mean, kind of the country. Did you have a tank at your place?
No.
Okay.
No tanks.
You've been on farms where they have a tank and they have goldfish in them?
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Do those goldfish live through the winter, Suzanne?
Ours did.
Did they?
Yep. Ours did.
And they get big.
They do.
And they're different colors.
Mm-hmm.
Did you ever fish for them with a rod and reel?
No.
Go fishing in the tank?
No, but you'd see a cat sitting on the edge of a tank once in a while watching them
scoop one out.
There, so.
Well, when they get big enough, the cat would have a hard time pulling one of those out of there. But my Uncle Lon, Bernie, had a tank, and he usually had a goldfish in there. And as a kid, I always remembered that was, if I could just had a rod and reel, I'd see if I could catch one.
Some easy catching, huh?
You know, they're right there. They can't get away.
Fish in a barrel.
Yeah, fish in a barrel. There you go. There you go. Well, always enjoy having you in. And thank you for your business from Off-Broadway to us. We appreciate it and look forward to next year.
We do look forward to next year. It's always a fresh slate, clean slate, and we never know what's gonna happen or where life's gonna take us for sure. But I just know that we have a really wonderful, supportive community. We've had a lot of fun, and the community's been really good to us. So I feel we're very blessed and we're very grateful. And thanks to you guys too. This is a lot of fun, but it's very helpful too, so that people understand what we've got available and jobs. And it's just been a really good relationship. Really enjoy it, guys.
It's been fun, and don't forget, listeners, if you have short-term needs for a place to reside for a while, Off-Broadway's ready for that. I can't think of a nicer little stop to stay for a while, and you might decide you might want to stay for a long, long time. But thank you.
Thank you, and Happy New Year.
Same to you. And Jeremy, I think I'm going to request some management on your end. I'd like to get some tanks out here with crud on them and see if we can get the staff to scrub some tanks. When we kind of get to thinking, oh, we're really busy and this is tough work on this radio, we just go out and scrub a tank.
Definitely something you should anticipate when you get into a career of radio, scrubbing some tanks.
No, do you?
No. Every day's different.
All right. Here's Molly Hatchet on the radio.
Sure she feels the same way.
Rediscover the magic of dating with Silver Singles, the exclusive community for singles over 50. Sign up today and receive daily matches you won't want to miss at silversingles.com/radio. silversingles.com/radio.
What are your 2022 business goals? Simplified IT? More security? Dell Technologies has the expertise to help you, from transforming your digital workspaces to providing comprehensive end-to-end IT solutions. Get high-performance computers featuring Windows 11 Pro with powerful hardware-based security and savings up to 45% during Dell's New Year event sale. Get special financing through Dell Financial Services. Call a Dell Technologies advisor at 877-ASK-DELL.
9:34, having a fun time. A good show today with lots of good people, and that's always the case here at KCNI KBBN on the Get Up and Go Breakfast Show. Lots more things we want to tell you about. First of all, I did want to let you know, Jeremy, going into the holiday weekend, this is National Card Playing Day today.
Oh, nice.
Yes.
We play a lot of pitch and with my wife's side of the family.
Pitch is fun.
Yeah, we played a lot of pitch this past weekend.
Do you have somebody in the family that shoots the moon all the time?
Sometimes it's me. I've a handful of time tried to shoot the moon without the 2.
Mm-hmm.
I've been known to do that. More in 3v3 situations. 2v2, that's a little dicey. You know, odds aren't really in my favor. But if I've got I've tried to shoot the moon with ace king and a bunch of other junk in my hand, and it's worked out a couple of times, but not often. But when you play that often with the same family members or the same friends, you kind of learn everybody's tendencies.
Yeah.
You know, sometimes if someone, you know, it's just like any other card game. If someone bids a 7, but they never bid, it's like, wow, they have to have like ace, king, queen, jack. But if you get a 7 bid out of me, I might have ace and a jack. You know, you never know. It's fun.
It is fun.
It's even more fun when you learn people's tendencies. There's all kinds of card games out there like that people enjoy.
Yeah, pitch is one of the main ones, and it says grab a deck, call your buddies, your family. Try not to lose the kids' college fund while you play. This is interesting. Card games were developed in the 9th century in China and would become a good enough excuse to build a tacky city in the middle of the Nevada desert called Las Vegas.
Interesting.
It was all centered around cards in the early years.
There was a military fact in there too, wasn't there?
Yeah.
About that, I found that interesting. I read that yesterday.
Yeah, during World War II, the U.S. printed special cards for soldiers that would split in half to reveal little tiny maps in case they were captured and needed directions to the nearest safe house to avoid capture, I would imagine.
That's very cool.
Yeah. And I guess I never thought about it, but 52 cards in a modern deck are believed to correspond with the number of weeks in a year. But nobody really asked why or if that's true, but makes sense.
It's the only other thing really that has 52 in it.
Yeah.
Because that's kind of an odd number.
So that's a little fact today. And then also, this is Pledge of Allegiance Day, commemorating the day in 1945 that Congress adopted the Pledge of Allegiance into the U.S. state's flag code. It was written by Francis Bellamy and was first published in a kids magazine in 1892.
Wow.
And then became a part of the United States flag code in 1945. So this is Pledge of Allegiance Day today.
Wow, I would have guessed earlier
in
1945 if I was to guess.
And to have it show up in a kids magazine.
Yeah, what a place to have it published
to
first.
start. Yeah. But it's here to stay, no doubt about that. So let's take a look and see what's going on at Ansley Lumber. Oh, they are open throughout this week. Probably going to be closed up on New Year's Day, I would imagine, which is Friday. But they are gearing up for 2022 with a full slate of lumber, metal for metal buildings, shingles, Benjamin Moore paint. They've got over 3,500 colors of paint for you to choose from. Ansley Lumber and Supply also offers whole new home packages.
Mm-hmm.
So if you're thinking about building, which a lot of people would love to do, but just sitting down and making a plan to get started can be difficult, and they can help you with that. And they'll consult you through their professionals in the different areas, and they have delivery available. We should probably stress that a little bit more. Doesn't matter, they're going to take the lumber to you, however long it takes to get there. I don't think they're too particular about that. If you want to buy the products, they'll get them to you. Give them a call at 935-1815 or stop by Ansley Lumber and Supply, located and operated in downtown Ansley on Main Street. Their normal hours open Monday through Friday, 8 to 5:30, and Saturday, 8 until noon. And by the way, don't forget, last we knew they've got a shipment in of the red brand bob wire, one of those items that has been hard to get, so they finally got a shipment in. You might check with them and see if they still have some in stock.
I want to talk about Prairie Grounds. They've got some great drink specials that they change each month. And I've got the December and January ones in front of me, and I'm just going to kind of highlight a couple of these. Some of the December drinks include the Winter Frost Chai. I know there's a lot of chai fans out there. Vanilla chai and peppermint in that one. You can get the Ice Snowman, which is white mocha and hazelnut, a Cocoa Crispy, or a Candy Cane Steamer, or a Snowball Brevet.
Brevet. Yep.
Okay.
If you do it like Brent, you have to emphasize
Brevet. Yeah, that one's got coconut, toasted marshmallow, and mocha in it. And they've got some January featured drinks coming as well. Of course, centered around winter, the Jack Frost Cocoa, Winter Fog, Pumpkin Pie Dirty Chai, Polar Express Frappe, or the Honey Toasted Latte. They are just east of the courthouse on Highway 2, open 7 a.m. Monday to Friday and 8 a.m. on Saturdays at Prairie Grounds in Broken Bow.
Still an amazing story to many of us. Fairder Auto Parts suffering major fire damage on their building and business a week or so ago. And a short time ago, this all took place, and everybody wondered what's going to happen with Fairder Auto Parts in Broken Bow out on West Highway 2. They're open for business as of yesterday. It took them a few days to gather up some records and get things squared away to where they could continue doing business. Didn't even miss hardly a beat, and they are open for business. Give them a call and see if they can help you at Fairder Auto Parts. They've been doing it for many, many years, saving you some money on parts for your cars, your trucks, pickups. Call them at 308-872-6411 or stop by Fairder Auto Parts on West Highway 2 in Broken Bow. They are open for business.
And at Sargent Irrigation, they are looking for some help. They are accepting applications for full-time employment. They offer competitive wages, holiday and vacation pay, health insurance, life insurance, disability, and 401k, and they are an equal opportunity employer. You can go and apply in person at their office on South Highway 2 in Broken Bow, or call 872-6451. They'd love to have you join their team, so get your application in for full-time employment at Sargent Irrigation. And if you would like more information, go to the job listing on sandhillsexpress.com on the employment page to learn more and to see that information I just read for you as well.
We are going to tighten it up right after these words.
Happy New Year from the Grocery Cart. Through January 2nd, save with these prices. Premium Age Choice Certified Angus Beef Boneless Ribeye Roast, $15.98 a pound. Cut to your size. Best Choice Bone-In Spiral Cut Half Hams, $2.28 a pound. 5-pound bags of Best Choice Russet Potatoes are 2 for $4. Campbell's Cream of Mushroom or Chicken Soups are $1.18, and Best Choice Canned Vegetables are 5 for $3. Kraft Stovetop Stuffing is 2 for $4. Grocery Cart, East Highway 2, Broken Bow.
With the new law, more people qualify for financial assistance at healthcare.gov. Real customers like Taylor.
You know, I wish people knew how easy it was to get health coverage. This new law has made it so affordable. I'm only paying $52 a month, but there are quality plans for even less.
New law, lower prices, more people qualify. Enroll by January 15th at healthcare.gov.
Paid for by the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services.
'Tis the season for giving thanks and sharing in the blessings that fill our lives. Nebraska Public Power District wants to give thanks to our customers for allowing us to serve you. 2022 will be the 9th consecutive year we've kept rates stable for our communities, carrying on the tradition of delivering low-cost electricity, a hallmark of public power here in Nebraska. So, from all of us here at Nebraska Public Power District, happy holidays.
9:43 is your time. Are you ready to tighten it up, Jeremy?
Yeah, I don't know what that means, but I'm ready.
Archie Bell and the Drells and Tighten Up. That's how we do it here on The Breakfast Show. You have another piece of information you'd like to pass along to our wonderful listeners?
Yeah, Shotgun Annie's in Callaway wants to take a moment to wish everyone a very Merry Christmas and let you know they'll be closed on they have a very Merry Christmas. I will skip down to the New Year's information here. You can join them on New Year's Eve for dinner and drink specials, but they are closed on New Year's Day and Sunday the 3rd. They hope that your new year is filled with joy and happiness. They're just happy to wish you a very Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. And they appreciate your business and hope to see you again in the year 2022.
All right. We want to let you know that Mead Lumber is looking for a sales associate. And this is a job that you may be interested in because it has a lot of benefits with it. They offer competitive pay, a benefit package, including paid holidays, vacation and sick time, group medical and dental insurance, a 401k, and they also offer dependent education assistance with all of the benefits listed there, and you can talk to them about that. So the responsibilities will include developing a working knowledge of all the company products, procedures, culture, and customer service philosophy. Also performing daily cash balancing, answering telephone professionally and pleasantly, listen and work with customers to solve customer complaints, assist with delivery of merchandise if needed. Also, you're going to have be kind of in shape to work there. Physical strength to lift and carry 80 pounds. High school diploma is preferred, and a valid driver's license with a good driving record will certainly help you be considered for this position. Offering the competitive wage package and outstanding benefits, they are an employee stock ownership plan participant, and they have accrued vacation in the first year. So lots of benefits, lots of good work available for you at Meade Lumber in Broken Bow, Nebraska. Jeremy, do we have everything taken care of?
I believe so.
All right. So tomorrow you can sleep a little longer because Brent will be back.
Great.
And I'm sure he will have some Christmas stories of some sort to tell.
Yeah.
We'll wait and see what those are.
Yeah.
And you're welcome to come in at 7:30 if you like. We're certainly not, you can come anytime right at the top if you like.
Okay.
You can join us anytime at 8 o'clock.
I've been telling myself, maybe in the new year, you'd come in at 7:30 instead or something like that. But then, I don't know.
That snooze button is so handy.
Yeah, that snooze button is handy. It drives my wife crazy. I am a snooze button hitter. But the problem is the snooze goes for too long. Like usually the snooze is like an automatic extra 5 minutes. Well, I don't set my initial alarm early enough to have 5 minutes to give. So instead I set several alarms, like different alarms.
Oh,
so
you
I'll
do?
start setting alarms for, about 7:10 or so. And I set an alarm for 7:15, 7:18,
wow,
7:20. And then 7:22, it drives her insane. So a new alarm, I don't hit the snooze button. I just wait for the next alarm to go off. It's horrible. It's a terrible habit. It's really something I need to work on in the new year.
Well, you need a Tim Donnelly alarm.
One of those would be good.
Yeah.
My roommate in college had an alarm that shook his bed. It vibrated his bed to
Really?
get him to get out of bed. And then he also tried one that made you do math.
Oh, Lord.
You had to wake up and look at your phone and complete like a long division problem in order for the alarm to turn off. So you have to wake your mind up enough to complete the problem.
No, thank you.
But Tim had the one you had to put your feet on the mat, right? You had to like
You had to get out of bed.
You had to get out of bed and walk over to it, right?
Yeah, you made sure you didn't put it, so close that you just couldn't swing out, that you had to stand up, walk over, stand on it to get it to shut off. And it worked for Tim. He was having trouble making it here at 7:30. And once he got that stand-up alarm, he didn't have any problems because once I'm up, I'm okay.
Yeah, once I'm up, I'm pretty good. Once I step in the shower, I'm A-okay.
Yeah, that really helps.
I mean, there's no going back at that point. But yeah, swinging your feet out, that's the toughest part, especially in the winter. It's so warm in there.
It is toasty. And it will be toastier in your bed in the next few days as the temperature drops. We'll watch the weather for you. We have kind of a little break here in sports. We're going to pick high school sports back up on the 4th of January. And we've got Husker basketball coming up on January 2nd. So It's going to get started here in January.
And the Husker women play on Thursday, correct, of this week?
Yeah, I
and
believe so.
they moved that game to 2 o'clock, so keep that in mind.
All right. That's the breakfast show for today. Thanks for listening. Thanks, Jeremy.
Yep, thanks.